Good morning, beautiful people. It is February 1st, 2013 at 11:11 a.m. Welcome to February. This is the month that so many of us have been waiting for a long, long time. For me, I started getting my first messages about February 2013 in September 2009. This will mark the halfway point of the Great Tribulation, that is the 7 years of the transition from the Piscean Age into the Aquarian Age. And today is the first of the Gregorian calendar, taking us into the Aquarian month of the first Aquarian month of the new Aquarian Age. And here we are. Yeah, I started receiving messages myself in September 2009 when Archangel Michael told me, come out, it's time to come out front and be public, start speaking, start the first 40-day event that began November 1st, 2009 and went through December of 2009, and that was for the activation of the heart chakras of a minimum number of 8,000 persons on the planet, which began the great ripple of the awakening and the activation of humanity. And that was the mission that I was given, and I was kicking and screaming and saying, no, 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 I don't wanna. And just like my yesterday's vid, where I was speaking about, you have a choice to follow your head and ego, being in your mental body, or to follow spirit as you're playing fourth dimensional and early fifth dimensional games. And I had the message, I had the intuition, I was very clear about it. I did not want to do what I'm doing presently. I knew it could be jeopardizing my health. I knew that I was going to have a lot of friends fall away. I knew it could be a very troubling time for me. And as I've activated my heart chakra and gone through my higher initiations, I activated my heart chakra in November of 2009. By December, I had anchored it, and I've been in a perpetual state of bliss ever since. But the persons, the friends, the family, the lovers, all the people who I had in my life, and most of them had most all my life, have fallen away since then. None are involved except one. And my friend Kim, she's still there. And actually, we didn't hook back up again until the summertime, late summertime of 2010. And she was on the path and looking for direction, and just happened to find me via Facebook. That was a pretty unusual thing, by some Italian race car driver who has friended me. And I don't even know who that was, don't even remember who that was now. But what a trip it's been. And since then, we have really, really changed this planet. So much has happened since then. We had the Gulf oil spill in 2010, which the second 40 days, which so many more than the 8,000 people, tens of thousands went through their heart activation during that second 40 days in 2010. In that time period of the message going out, and when it began and end, that time encapsulated the Gulf oil spill, which happened to be on my front yard, and something that I knew I would be a part of since I was a child. The BP's biblical prophecy of BP's bottomless pit. Revelation 9. And many of us, in focusing our energies during that time, started finding our power and started really seeing what we were capable of during that time, I kept on telling everybody I was using my ki, my prana, my life force, my light to keep the oil pushed away from Ocean Springs, where I was in Mississippi, on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and quite literally about 15 to 20 miles, 25 miles to the east, and say roughly the same to the west, and about 15 miles out, there was a perfect semicircle there where there was absolutely no oil that came into it until, except for raining oil. It was raining oil with the Craxit, and it stayed that way all throughout until they supposedly capped the oil well. But I kept on telling people during that time, when they say they cap it, it's not over. Only the Christ can close up the bottomless pit, the leaking seafloor, the compromised seafloor that was damaged by what they did with so much removal of the oil, and it collapsed the dome of the seafloor down below, which now it's leaking all the way around it. It's roughly 10 miles in diameter, and so 30 miles around the head of the oil volcano that they drilled into. About 30 miles around is all leaking now, and it's we, the Christ, those of us that are heart chakra activated, which will eventually, as humanity wakes up and steps into their heart, that we shall change this, and we'll fix Fukushima, and we'll fix the compromised seafloor of the Gulf oil spill like that, in a single thought, when everyone wakes up and is into 5D, when we've reached that critical mass. Now, February 2013, it was said that when, biblical prophecy also, when the 144,000 come to power in the end times, those that were the third group that were activating their heart chakras and stepping into ascension mastery, which so many of us was necessary to bring Mother Earth onto the positive timeline, and we reached that critical mass of 144,000 of us activated during Venus transit in 2012. But the prophecy relates to when we first come to power, when we first step into our light, when we first activate en masse. And that began in September of 2010 or 2009 that message went out. And from there, we had 3.5 years of contemplation to bring us to that halfway point, which is February 2013, where we are right now. And the Mayan elders and many of the Hopi elders and many persons around planet, indigenous, who are here for this time, recognize that the halfway point is February of 2013. The Mayans, through Drunvalo in 2010, began stating that December 21st, 2012 was not the really shift of the energies like so many persons were saying that was going to be, that it would actually, according to their calendars and the way that their multiple calendar system blends in together, it was the most ominous date coming up was February 19th, 2013. And from the time Archangel Michael kicked my butt and said, you gotta get out there, you gotta do your thing, that 1260 day period comes out to be February 22nd, 2013. So within 3 days of what the Mayans are stating now. And then, of course, Karl Boudreaux in January started speaking about the February astrology and saying from the 18th through the 28th of February 2013 is going to be a very, very ominous time on Mother Earth and with the collective of humanity. What's going to happen? Man, I have no idea. Timelines are still merging. That's why we have not come to the end of time. If timelines are still merging, if we're still switching things, if we're still coming to that center point called the end time, although we've already had the shift of ages, then we're not at the end time yet. When it's going to be, I don't know. The end time and the shift of ages are definitely two different things. But could it be in February of 2013? There's a big possibility. What it will bring, I don't know. See, that's the problem with visionaries and seeing the energetics of the collective timeline. With so many people waking up and changing their perceptions and activating themselves, that changes the whole ball game. And we've been in a constant state of flux since, I would say, the end of 2011 and first of 2012. It was at that end of 2011 when the 1111 doorway did not close that it left open the vortex energies for ascending the collective of humanity, everyone. And by Venus transit in 2012, June 2012, the messages were coming in that everyone is ascending. The whole collective of humanity is on the positive timeline. Whether they do it in this lifetime or not, that's yet to be seen, but we're still merging those timelines. It is still my focus that it will all happen here very soon. So, what's going to happen? I don't know. It's a very, very, very interesting thing. There's still so many light workers, light warriors out there who's exposing the Illuminati. I got a bug that's getting ready to crawl right on top of the little camera light. Are you going to do it? If y'all see a shadow there and see the face of this bug, it's because this bug is looking right on top of the camera. And I'm just going to let him be. I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, there's so many light warriors out there still exposing the Illuminati, which helps to wake the collective of humanity into their geopolitical awakening, which eventually leads to their spiritual awakening. Now, he is over the camera now, so this is very interesting. If you see a shadow, then that's the bug over the camera, right in the center of it. Too cool. And so, it's just like this bug coming over the camera right now. Who knows what's going to happen? Everything is in a constant state of change. It's in a constant state of flux, and it is so very wonderful and so very magical, and it's way beyond my wildest dreams. As a child, the time that we're in right now and the timelines that I saw on the dark side timeline was so horrific, and we have changed all that, and the bug has left the camera. So that's pretty cool. We changed that dark side probability, and it's all because of all of those who are awake, aware, and going through our activation. And that bug's looking up and almost like he's just waving to me. That is just too cool. Anyway, so we've shifted it. Now, how far we go depends on how many people awaken geopolitically and then spiritually, and how fast they do that, because that changes the whole ball game right there. And of course, I want it to happen like that, but I'm also someone who very much lives in their magic, and I know that what I see and what I do and the magic that I see within my life, a lot of other people don't necessarily see. And that's why 3.5 years ago, when I started my Facebook page, devoted 100% to the spirituality that most of y'all see me doing, my work that I'm presently doing. There was 325 persons on my page that were from Old Life, and they've all shifted, and they're not there anymore, and you guys are the new ones. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Love you all. Bye for now. Happy February.